Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, a lot of you have heard me talk very highly about buff Shuri. You know, I've already taken her to rank 2. I did the initial Shuri is amazing. I'm not sure exactly what I called it, but I was telling you, she is a top tech. Showed you a series of fights. I actually bungled the explanation for one of them. I fixed it in the pinned comment in that video, but since then I've been able to take 4 more fights that perfectly illustrate so much of what she can do. There's so much amazing utility in her that I can say this confidently now, that in my opinion, she is definitely a top 5 tech champion. This is not because she's a 7-star and she's punching down. She is the top 5 tech champion in today's MCoC. When I do the monthly tier list update for July, of course, we'll run this by the Illuminati, but I honestly think they are going to agree. Here we go. We're gonna look at 4 fights today, showing you just the kind of utility that she has. And it is not what you can typically think of with a tech champion. And you know, I love champions like that. When they are unique in their class and they are good otherwise without that uniqueness, oh, I love it. It always comes in handy in MCoC. It has for years. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. This first one is we're gonna be doing this fight here. Now, this is all gonna be in Battlegrounds, but that means you can take it anywhere. You can take it to questing, war, AQ, whatever, right? This is like the most competitive mode in the game. This Immortal Abomination has 199,000 health, plus there's this buff, Toggle Unstoppable, we're gonna have to deal with. And I'm gonna read to you about Immortal Abomination. Contact with the opponent has a 50% chance to inflict them with a poison debuff. So I gotta be a little bit careful, and I'm glad that you could see it there. When I parried him, I did get the poison because there was contact with the opponent. And with Shuri, you do need to block. Parries are even better because you're gonna get those little panther charges, right? In the last video, we realized they're panthers, they're not tigers, they're not lions, they're panthers. It makes a lot more sense. But we are never making contact with him when we hit. Shuri's attacks are non-contact and deal energy damage. A lot of us have dealt with that when we are attacking her, right? Because we have trouble parrying her. We can't, unless we have very specific champions. But she is not making contact offensively. Look at this. We had that one poison. I think we got a second one there because I had to parry. And then this node is really kind of messing us up, making it take long. I have no idea what happened there. This fight would have been over, what, another good 10, 15 seconds earlier, because we would have gotten more shocks. We would have gotten more of those critical passives or whatever they're called. I can't remember, but it gives us those guaranteed crits, allows us to do those passive shocks. We didn't get to refresh our shocks. So this fight took a lot longer because some sort of weird game issue, which I know, they're all over the game. We deal with them. We love the game anyway. But still, for the sake of this video, as you go and you think about it, this mistake here wouldn't have happened and this fight would have been over. And as I look at it now, probably a good 20 seconds earlier, easily. And you can take that into a variety of places. I'm going to show you another great Atuma fight because I didn't get a good one for you in the first video. I'm going to end this one with it so you can see what that could possibly look like. Really nice score there. Now, this one is going up against Wiccan, and you're like, dude, 144,000 health, Wiccan, what are you doing? Why are you showing me this? Well, here's why. Here's the other very important part, and this is what I messed up in the first video in the fight against Rintra, was Shuri's adaptive technology ensures her ability accuracy cannot be altered. And I pointed out that I'd never seen wording like that. Some of you pointed out Mysterio, and you're correct, but the wording is different. It may mean nothing, but in this game, in MCoC, sometimes things come up because it's not what you expect. But ultimately, for this case, it's the same thing. Now, she also has the immunity to shock and her own precision effect, right? So when she decks, she's not going to get that precision. What this does is it's allowing her to get around Neutralize. This isn't like the buff immune champions. Remember how frustrating that was when Spider-Man 99 was getting the punishment from the Neutralize off of Wiccan, right? He was getting the Incinerate. Shuri's not gonna get it because her ability accuracy cannot be altered. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's not the same as those buff immune champions or those champions who are immune to the dexterity buff. She's just not going to get it. Like, watch this whole thing. This is amazing. This is so fun. When I pieced this together, I actually talked with Campo, Blaze, and some others, and DLL, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. I think actually Shuri's not going to get punished by these neutralizes because of her ability accuracy not being able to be altered. It's not because she's not getting the buff from Dex. It's because it just can't be altered. They're like, you know what? That's another piece of extremely strong utility that she has. And you can see, like, I'm kind of realizing it in this fight. I was pretty sure, but this was almost like a test case here. And she does so much damage. The really interesting thing about her, because of her ramp, is that it feels like fights I don't know, I'm kind of just making this up at the top of my head here, but between like 130 and like 170,000, 200,000 take about the same amount of time. I'm sure there's some superior ways to play her, maybe to min-max that when you're not having to deal with Unstoppable and that sort of thing. And I'll go over that in a full Shuri like essentials video at some point. But I want to show you this because I can tell people still don't realize how amazing she is. Okay, I wanted to go back because I want you to see, this is what I was just talking about with the health pool, where it's like, it feels like almost 130,000 and up to 190, 200,000, almost like the same general amount of time. We're going to be this 252,000 health, big boy, big daddy apocalypse. And you're like, okay, that's cool. And I want you to see how fast this can go. Also, here's the other thing is it's really advantageous to block with her, right? You're seeing with the parries, we're going to get 5 of those Panther charges. There's another term for them, but I don't care. We're going to call them Panther charges for this right now. I threw that into the Unstoppable, so that is prolonging the fight significantly. But we go in, we have those guaranteed critical shots, and so now we're turning them into the passives. We're up to what? We're up to 11 of the regular debuffs, 4 of the passives. And right here, I'm trying actually to parry them. I'm doing a terrible, terrible job. But if you can parry them, that can be pretty helpful to you. And then I'm going to go in and just block them. So we're still going to get those Panther charges, just not as many as if we had parried, I believe. And I make a mistake there, okay? Because I'm trying to parry, trying to be fancy. And we still are going to go in, even with that mistake. We're getting healed back from the weakness a little bit there. So I'm sure it's reducing our damage at least a little bit. But you can see how well this is going. And this is what I was talking to you about the length of the time and the health pool. Is she's doing so much damage now. You can see how quickly he went from 35 health all the way down to what is now 0. That took about 10 seconds. It took about 10 seconds. 252,000 health took a minute and 10 seconds. And 130,000 health, I think, took about 10 seconds more. And this is with me making a pretty big mistake in that fight. It's kind of part of what I wanted to show you so you could see it. She can handle those bigger health pools. So don't just add on. Don't think that the fight's going to take twice as long because the health pool is twice as large. No, no, no. She does still have a ramp. She's very rarely going to be the fastest single champion you've got out there. And then now I wanted to show you this fight against Atuma. This one's going to be take a little bit longer. You could speed this up. If you're very comfortable dexing this SB2, I am starting to get comfortable with it. I did it live on stream. We were doing a friendly there because we had a delay in a Battlegrounds matchup. And so I'm getting better at it. But in this one, I was still not. And I don't know if I would do it that often anyways. But the point of the story is, that was a bit of an aside, is she's a fantastic Atuma counter. I did want to show it too. She's a fast counter for 2 reasons. One is she's placing the shock. The other is she has those non-contact attacks. So you don't have to worry about his damage back, his thorn damage. And then she can really just get ramped. The key here, and I often forget this in fights with her, like I want to intercept and backdraft and all this stuff. You don't want to do that. You do want to be blocking. You do want to be parrying. He's going to shrug your parry, but you've seen me do it a couple times where you can get a nice payoff anyways. You can see we're just going to throw these. This fight's going to be no big deal. And this is what I'm talking about. At about a minute in the fight, he was still close to about 60% health. You know, the math wasn't perfect there. But the rest of this fight is going to take nowhere near as long as we go in here and we just totally melt this guy. You know, in 15 seconds there, we took off over 40% of his health. And without the Unstoppable and not having to bait his SB1s, he'd be long gone by now. You can see him finished off. She's an incredible, incredible counter. I know there's others out there, but the pure versatility that she brings to the table is incredible. It's amazing, and it is rare and unique in the tech class. I'm going to continue talking about her. And you know what the crazy thing is? The craziest part is I don't even have her awakened. When she's awakened against special attacks, Shuri can block unblockable attacks. And keep that in mind. This is something I've talked to you a lot about, and I'm going to continue talking about it. My favorite champs aren't limited to just their class advantage matchups. I understand it's very powerful. There's a lot of great champions like that. But I'd rather have a champion who's a little bit less dominant in their cross-class matchups, but has more versatility, more extremely strong versatility. I feel like those are the champions that often last longer, and they're the ones that help me in Battlegrounds. I love her. Top 5 easy tech champion. I'm going to try my best to sell the Illuminati on. I think they already probably agree. I think they see the power. If long form content comes out, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're thinking. I know a lot of the community is catching on. I can tell by the comments on the videos. But let me know. Did this just, again, confirm what you already thought? Or did we open up your eyes a little bit? Thank you so much for watching. Take care.